You want to do it?
Sure. Hey everybody, Crew at Blind Wave back. I'm Aaron.
I'm Eric.
And we are back with more Flash.
Oh!
That's my thing. You don't like Flash.
That's why I wanted you to do it.
Last episode was Flashpoint.
Yes. The event itself is over.
Yeah.
The timeline
he's
is
back
over.
in like the current time, but now it's what were the effects.
So he had to fix up the fucked up timeline that he fucked up. And now he's returned to a timeline
That's fucked up.
that's still fucked up. You know what I thought of? Just quit kissing Iris. Every time he kisses Iris, he immediately changes time. The tsunami,
Yeah.
end of the last season,
Well, yeah.
and the beginning of this season. He kisses Iris and
then it goes back to the future?
Yeah. Just don't kiss Iris. You're good.
Go find Patty. Go kiss her. Nothing ever bad happened
Nothing bad
with
ever
him
happened.
kissing Patty.
No, at all. Except she got
totally-
kidnapped.
Yeah.
In a dream,
But then it's easy to save her, and
and then she fucked off.
then she had a nice butt. What?
I mean, she always had a nice butt.
Yeah. What?
She still does.
We had a poll.
Yes, we did have a poll. Going from Patty's derriere to a really deep question. The poll last time was, could you let your mother be killed in order to reset a flashpoint you created?
I think I said yes.
You did say yes.
I mean, she had already died before, right?
Yeah.
It wasn't like I'm just like killing my mom to save time. It was that
Yeah.
I'm killing her again
Yeah.
to save time.
I said no, that I couldn't. I don't know what the parameters of my own flashpoint is, but in his, Joe and Iris didn't get along,
Yeah.
and Wally was dying,
Yeah.
and everybody was different.
Yeah.
But it wasn't like the world was fucking ending, right?
Not that we know of now.
Yeah. And I said no. So 32.56 agreed with me. No, I can't bring myself to do that. 67.44 said yes for the right reason.
So we're not just straight up murderers.
No, which would be unfair, I think, to say. Barry did it for the right reason.
Yeah.
You know? So I always try to be fair on the polls. I don't try to keep my bias. I don't think I've ever done that. Have I? I might have. Knowing me.
I feel like there was one time where you worded, I'm like, wait a minute. That just sounds like that's the best option.
That was for the Jessica Jones thing.
Is that what it was?
I still got slapped. Other than that, we know that in the new timeline, Iris and her dad still don't talk.
Yeah, there's some issue between them.
Wally seems to be okay with his dad. We don't know anything else other than that.
Not really, no, because he was just there from like the little like gathering they had,
Yeah.
and Iris was just gone.
Yeah.
But we do know that both his parents are dead.
Yes.
Because they mentioned, like, well, you just lost your dad. You need to settle down or whatever. So,
We had a discussion last time, too, like we don't want to see episode titles and stuff, but when I was getting the episode title for reaction last week, I saw the one for this week. I'm like, damn it! And then I'm thinking, like, well, that's not a spoiler at all. It's called Paradox. Flashpoint Paradox. It's continuing. Right?
okay.
So,
Flashpoint Paradox.
yes.
Well, we should watch and see what happens. Right?
No,
No?
okay.
Oh! Oh! Oh!
Oh!
So
Oh,
I
no.
reset everything, and this time I don't know if I can fix it.
It's fucked! It's all fucked!
It's fucked.
Does that just happen when you travel through time? Do things just change like that?
No, I mean not like
That's
this.
what caused them to break up, right?
I don't
Yeah.
know.
Oh, he's taking that part of his vehicle, isn't he? Oh, that's awesome. Oh, wow, he caught him all?
Oh, that little wing.
You mean like a nickname?
Yeah, Cisco does it for all of them. He's like the master of it. Can't just call him suspect on the motorcycle. Eh? What do you think?
Oh, no.
I don't know. He robs stuff. Let's just call him thief. Yeah, no, you did. We're on the porch right after we beat Sue right before.
Wow, you kissed Iris.
Well, not anymore. I kissed Iris West twice, and I have managed to erase both times from existence.
Yes.
I hate it when that happens.
Yes, the skin husks we've been finding around the city, the ones we think are attached to the metahumans. This is now the fourth one.
Well, let's figure out what's happening before this.
Yeah, that is right.
No.
Just,
Wait till I tell my father about this. It's Draco Malfoy.
Oh, he
It's
is?
Tom Felton. So an expert in metahumans, and he works with the Flash. He
There's a
doesn't
whole
know.
new guy at work that you didn't
Huh.
even know about?
Yeah, and he's worked there for almost a year. And he doesn't like me very much, apparently.
Well, that's impossible. Everybody likes Barry Allen. You're like pudding. Everybody likes pudding.
Not everyone.
Why shut your fucking mouth?
Well, has anything here changed?
No, I don't know. Everything seems...
Does she know these changes?
Good.
Can I use... Hold on. I'll be real careful.
Like, she doesn't know the real way things happen then, right?
I don't know.
She wouldn't know regular Cisco
Yeah, I guess not.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, everything looks okay. Wait. Who's that young boy with Dig?
No way, you didn't have a kid before?
Connor?
He had a kid. He has a kid. Yeah. it was
Sarah.
baby Sarah.
Baby John.
Oh shit!
Oh my god, I really can't.
And Ginger swapped him.
I don't want to know anymore.
What about baby Sarah?
With
She's
you,
gone.
Anything is possible.
What?
Sarah's alive anyway, so it's okay.
I'm the Flash.
That's not okay.
Fine!
The very Alan who is just like pudding can fix this. So go
Yeah.
and fix this.
Pudding. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So go get pudding!
you're right.
So Felicity doesn't know that these things are different, then,
No,
right?
she's just going with what Barry's saying.
Oh shit!
Oh, is this a thief?
Whoa, he's vibing.
Oh no, that's what is his name?
Yeah, that's the rival. He's vibing. Are things gonna go back? Is he gonna become the rival? Okay, so Alchemy is a physical being. He looks like one of the metas from season 2. For an hour.
He reminds me of those guys that take care of the garbage in the Mario
Two
Brothers
heads
movie.
thing and all.
You need me?
No, I think I got this, but thank you.
I don't like it, Cisco. Fix it! Fix it!
Why is he so mad at me?
Oh no, I'm staying out of that.
Hey, he'll barely look.
Because he didn't go back in time and help fix him or something?
He just has a few things that she wants to say to you.
Fair, I thought I told you to stay out of this.
Oh, no, this was all her.
Lying works.
So she just out of the blue decided now she wants
I'm
to talk to
single.
me.
Together.
Like no one's eating.
What the fuck, eat?
Can we,
They should have pudding.
reconnect?
You mean like a retreat?
If you wanted things fixed, maybe you should have gone back in time and stopped my brother from dying.
I knew it!
I said it!
I said it.
You want me to change
Wait.
the timeline to say
Soon.
something?
Uh-oh.
Metahuman alert.
But a human app.
So he just got his powers back. That was cool.
It's yellow and red.
This is real cool. Just like
How did Alchemy
Reverse
just
Flash.
give him his powers?
this is so fucking good. That was good.
I like that. Oh, he's gone. Where'd he go? Punch him.
Ah! Ooh, we went through the lightning, Aaron. What the fuck, man?
That's crazy.
What the fuck?
Ah! The tumbling, fast speed
I'm
tumbling
fucking
thing?
spent.
You need to tell me what is going on, Barry, right now.
Tell them all.
Yeah, come on.
I did this. All of this. It's my fault, and I've been trying to fix it, but I think that there's only one way to do that now.
He's gonna run back in time.
I'm sorry, Harris.
Again? Whip your dick out. It's time to fuck shit up.
Here we go.
Don't go.
Vagina. Oh, wait, can we see something? Can we see something?
Speed demon.
Oh! What was that?
Someone pulled him out.
Flash.
Boom!
Put these on. We need to talk.
Let's talk, baby.
Wait, where is he? Earth 2?
I don't care.
Earth 3?
I don't care. Ah! Ha ha!
It's like the 90s.
1998.
Dawson's Creek was on.
Yep.
Because you're about to reset the timeline again after screwing it all up. Well, yeah, I know about that. Decided I'd keep my eye on you for a bit.
Good.
Tell you anything else?
He did. I'm your father's doppelganger. Sorry about that. Now, you can reset the timeline. You can try to fix it. But no matter how hard you try,
It's cracked.
you still don't know exactly how it was. The question you need to ask yourself is, what kind of hero you gonna be? Are you just gonna take a do-over?
It's like his dad's talking to him in the mirror. Doppelganger.
Oh, yeah.
It's kind of a cool shot.
I need to tell you all something.
Yes!
About time.
Go when it's someone in my family.
Cisco, he went back and killed his mom.
I'm gonna go talk to him.
He's not wrong. He's in grief.
Well, even still, in this timeline, he would know, you know what I mean?
I brought one.
Huh?
Who's that? Alchemy.
Crystal.
A little quaking in your boots wouldn't be inappropriate.
I like the music they got for him.
Families get mad at each other for screwing up. I know that all too well. But they also forgive.
Is she gonna forgive her dad? I hope so. Come on.
Because after a while, it just seems silly when you stop and think about it.
I think she is. Good. Good!
Remember when I used to not like Iris?
Iris is right.
What a fool I was.
Yeah, you were. What is Cisco's suit? Can Cisco come help him?
Does he have a Philosopher's Stone?
Why are you doing this?
Because I'm preparing this world.
It says Cisco had gauntlets for a suit, right?
This
What
is
are
where they
those?
fought last time.
It is, isn't it?
Yep.
There you go, there you go. He's new with the speed. He shouldn't be as good, right?
Not necessarily. He remembers everything.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Saw blade?
Time to look for a new rival.
Yeah! Cisco!
Let's go! Shit!
Stay away from my friend.
Yes.
Ugh.
Yes.
Oh, shit!
Punch him again!
Did you
Punch
see
him
that
again!
shit?
Punch him again! In the dick! Ah! Not in the dick, but...
That was awesome, man. They're playing tennis with the rival.
Sorry it took so long. You're just in time. Alchemy is the one that gave Clarence back his speed. He's kind of like a doctor that way, don't you think? Come on.
Oh, come on.
Pretend like Dr. Alchemy doesn't have a nice ring to it.
Okay, well, that-
I think that everyone that had powers in Flashpoint is gonna get them back.
Well, we already found 4 other husks, which means there's at least that many running around Central City right now.
we need to find him before he changes more people's lives.
I gotta get to the precinct.
Stop by Jitters on the way?
Yeah, so are we.
Oh!
Then I'm coming too. Maybe we could make that a thing every once in a while. I got some things to work on before I start doing that.
But you're telling me there's a chance.
Maybe someday. Yes. Be pretty bitchin'.
Good.
Okay.
Good.
I'm good.
Wait, so nothing's different with
I see
Caitlyn at all?
starting to-
See you later.
She's Killer Frost?
What's that?
It's the finished Edward Claris report.
Don't. Okay, it's good.
I like the light.
Yeah, they did that last time. Don't go in the Speed Force. Don't zoom off. Don't kill her.
I'm gonna zoom off to the bedroom.
No rival. No alchemy. No zoom. Happy? Happy. Happy?
That little psh scared me. Oh!
Not-
Is this Iron Heights?
You failed.
This city.
Huh?
What's that? There's a metal arm, right?
I don't know.
It was like 3 fingers or something.
I love this show.
Good shit.
Right? It's so good. There's every single fucking scene. I'm like, what's happening? And I love it. It's not like what's happening and fucking. I hate it. I love it.
Yeah, I understand. The one thing I hate is that I was like, hey, I think I thought of something that might come back later on. And then he just went ahead and just said it.
Yeah, what was it?
I wrote down like 4 husks, maybe 4 villains.
Oh, okay.
And then later on, like,
I saw you go.
like, damn it! I always have like I was like, ooh, hey, what about this?
Sure.
But then they just connect it in the same episode.
Okay.
I'm like, man,
All right.
my speculation gone.
Because I didn't get that the first husk that they were looking at was actually Claris.
Yeah, I didn't realize it was either until they said it was, and then I was like, oh wait, didn't they say there was like 4 others?
Yeah.
So
What's Draco's name? Tom Felton?
Julian Albert.
Julian Albert.
Yeah. I don't know what he's supposed to be. If
I
he's
think
just
he's
gonna be
new.
CSI, if he's like a hero villain, anything
It
like
would
that.
be. Let's just get this out of the way because I don't want to have another season, last season, where you're like, he's probably Zoom, you know? He's not Alchemy, right? He can't be Alchemy.
No.
All right.
Though the voice for Alchemy sounds familiar.
It does kind of sound familiar. I am Alchemy.
Yeah, but it doesn't sound like him talking.
Well,
but of course,
that could
Zoom,
very well do that. Yeah.
Zoom was
Yeah.
a totally different guy.
I mean, it was
Voicing Zoom.
when he's in the suit. It wasn't even Zoom. It was a stunt guy.
Yeah.
And that's actually confirmed now. That was never actually him in the suit. Whenever they do the cut and then come back, stunt guy.
New guy.
Yeah.
I don't think it's gonna be him,
Yeah.
but it could. It's Harrison Wells.
No.
Dude, I still think Harrison Wells could be alive.
That's the other thing. Like, what did Reverse Flash mean, and what happened to him?
Yes. Because I really don't think he went back to that timeline to get stuck
No.
in it again. You know what I mean? Because he went back, he stopped him and put him in a prison, right?
Yeah.
Then he took him back, that one disappeared, and then that Reverse Flash, instead of getting stuck in that timeline, took Barry back to his future, and then left. I really don't think he was going to go back to where he was to get stuck there again, to go on the course of season 1, you know?
I don't know. This could be a matter of these split timelines, and maybe like when Barry goes to fix the crack or whatever, I mean, or he fixed the cup, the crack is still there. Maybe there's a copy of Reverse Flash that did it, so there's one that's alive and there's one that's dead.
Maybe.
You know what I'm saying? Like when Barry goes back in time, sometimes he'll see two of them by him there, you know?
Yeah.
So maybe when he did this stuff with Reverse Flash, maybe when he took Reverse Flash, the time tried to fix itself and create another parallel Reverse Flash that did that shit.
He needs to just sit down with, like, Iris and be like, okay, 2 years ago,
Yeah.
tell me what happened.
Yeah.
You know? Just to make sure of...
Yeah.
Because maybe season 1 still kind of happened.
It did because of the whole heat wave and Captain Cold thing. So that stuff happened, you know?
But maybe it was slightly different.
The Reverse Flash was definitely, it had to have been Reverse Flash, Wells, all that stuff.
There had to have been something so that Zoom, because Zoom was there.
Yeah.
Zoom came because of the weird paradoxy thing that happened, right? The anomaly.
To be fair, I think everything is the same except these not very small, but Barry calls them small changes that kind of mirror what happened in Flashpoint, right?
Yeah.
I mean, in Flashpoint, there was no Reverse Flash, so there's no mirror of that, so it had to have just happened the way it always happened, right?
I suppose.
We had Felicity in this episode, and just like when Flash is over on another show, when she is on another show, she is just Felicity without any problem. And
Hey, Arrow, she had no problem in last Arrow, right?
I agree.
Yeah.
It's just her pure character, and I will challenge any of these fucking haters that can't get past that Felicity does this kind of stuff sometimes, and they like, well, she ruins everything. I don't believe that at all. Like, her as a character is awesome. I enjoy her. She's so fun to watch.
Yeah.
When it's paired with stuff that I personally don't like, I don't hate on the character, or like I've watched some other reactions, and like anytime she shows up, they're like, ugh, you know. I think that's just bandwagon hate that happens on the internet, you know, whatever. But I loved her in this.
Yeah.
You know, just pure Felicity, I love.
Yeah.
Storylines, I don't like.
Well,
I'm entitled to not like
It's
stuff.
the same with Flash, of like, whenever we've seen Flash when he was in Supergirl crossover
Exactly.
and the Arrow and
He's
stuff like
the
that,
Flash.
he's fun and he's not, like, he doesn't have any depressing moments of the story pulling him down. He can just be the Flash.
And it's the same with Arrow, and hopefully it will be the same with Supergirl, too. Or Superman.
Speaking of the Flash, we had another Flash, and that was awesome. I wasn't expecting to see him.
I did not expect to see Jay Garrick. That was so cool. He ripped him from the time.
Yeah. I was like, what?
Because we were like, all right, what's some cool shit we were going to see?
Yeah.
And it's pretty much, he's like, you ain't gonna see cool shit. I am the cool shit! I'm like, you're the cool shit!
You're the cool shit.
Yeah.
I liked him, like, them wearing the clothes and walking in, and it looked like back whenever Barry was
That was cool. I don't know if it's intentional, the mirror on the wall, like, the idea of doppelgangers and the idea that, this man is Jay Garrick, but it's also, he looks like your dad. You can't help but listen to him. I wonder if there was any kind of symbolism in the shot, or if it's just a happy thing that I'm reading into.
True. I would say that with that, they both had a mirror behind them,
Yeah.
but they didn't really show the reflection of Barry as much as they showed the reflection of Jay Garrick.
Not necessarily. Yeah. I mean, I remember seeing a reflection of Barry, but I wasn't thinking it at that time. I was thinking it when I was seeing him. I feel like it was more like center stage, whereas Barry's was like.
Yeah, I felt like you could see like this part of his reflection.
Yeah.
I think, whereas Jay, you saw his face and his face.
Yeah.
But I thought it was awesome seeing him again in his suit.
It's so cool.
I love his
The
suit.
slight tilt.
Love it.
Alchemy. He seems to be using some kind of stone or crystal or something like that.
I don't know what
Magic,
that
I
is.
have to assume. Or alchemy. Whatever.
Which, for crossover references, magic can affect Supergirl.
Okay.
So that can easily be something that they could fight against.
It absolutely can.
And he's already affected Arrow as well.
He seems to have. Yeah,
like
you're right.
they've kind of brought it in with like Flash and Arrow in this episode with Felicity and the Sun.
Yeah.
So I mean, they're kind of melding things maybe.
Dude,
a
I
bit more.
swear that his mask is exactly like one of the masks from the Metahuman Army when they were fighting, not the one when they're all going like, oh, not that part, but like the next episode when they're all fighting and there's a green firestorm and shit.
Okay.
I swear that like we're looking out the back of a police car or something and there's that fucking mask.
Maybe.
Which it might just be like a reuse prop, but it, you know, we had like the mention of Damien Dark and then we had Damien Dark thing in Arrow, you know?
Yeah.
Like, maybe it could be like Alchemy.
I mean, he could have been in that big grouping too.
I mean,
there were so many people in like in the police station when Zoom was talking to him. There were so many there.
He seems to know something about the Speed Force because he's doing this stuff with Flashpoint directly. Like, and there was a bunch of them too. There was like a cult people in that room.
Oh, in the hoods and everything. Yeah, there was probably at least 8 people that were around him.
I mean, I've heard in the comics there's like some kind of cult that like worships the Speed Force or something. Maybe it could be connected to that. There's a lot of speed stuff that they've come up with.
He created a speedster with no problem by him shedding a husk. I wonder what the other people got then.
I don't know.
Like if they couldn't have all been speedsters because in the other universe there was only 2 speedsters.
Yeah.
Is
this how Wally gets his power?
Well, that's what I was thinking too. Because I wrote down Wally gets his powers from this as well, or from alchemy. But could Caitlyn have gotten her powers from him as well? Could she have been one of the husks, or would they have known because of like the testing of the?
It's possible. I feel like in the context of her scene, and he's like, well, nothing changed with you, or nothing's different about you, it implies that, like, I am this way. But does anybody else know, or is that a secret? It has to be a secret from everybody then, right?
I guess.
Because she only did it when everybody was gone.
Well, it's weird, though, because, like, everyone else's, like, change everyone knew about.
Yeah.
Except for hers.
I'm assuming she's just a metahuman from the particle accelerator like Killer Frost was.
True. But she could have also been a husk, though. Maybe
she could have definitely been a husk. There's 4 of them so far.
Yeah, we don't know what they could.
Okay.
Be. Well, there's 3 others, right?
Yes. There's 4 total. There's
Joe
Claris,
at the end said there's been 4
found,
which means there's. I think he said there's 4 others, right? Is that what he said at the end?
I thought
I'm trying to think of how he worded it.
I can't remember. I thought it was 4 total, but it could vary. I'm sure that this is going to be like this is how the new batch of metahumans show up in the city.
Yeah. Alchemy to make
there'll be more
new heroes, new villains, or heroes.
One of them's a giant fucking robot, maybe, or is that Alchemy?
That could be his arm. We've only ever seen his face and then these hoods, right?
Yeah, you're right.
Like when he was holding that thing out, was it just a hand? What was holding it? Could we see, or was it all cloaked up?
I thought it was cloaked up. I thought it was just a hand, and then he was holding it like this, and then he would like turn it like that. He was doing this.
Maybe. I mean, maybe he's like all robot in there.
Maybe, I don't know.
But yeah, I think Wally getting his powers is gonna be from alchemy.
I would enjoy that rather than like. I mean, he's already been shocked though. I don't know.
I mean, they had that whole like Jesse Quick and him kind of thing going on, but maybe that was just like a curveball and like actually this is how he's gonna get it. We were just fucking with you.
I get you.
Well, we already found 4 other husks, which means there's at least that many.
Okay, so 4 other.
So
husks.
he said 4 other husks. So that's including the one that
That's on top. So it's 5 husks total.
Okay.
So Claris's was the 5th.
Yeah. I mean that robot arm could have been another one when he was talking about.
Yeah. I wonder what the preparation is for. Of the preparing this world. Like what Alchemy was saying, because Alchemy said about like, well, what are you doing? He's like, I'm preparing this world, but then they fought after that.
There's no way to speculate. I mean, we don't know anything about Alchemy. We don't want to, but other than the information provided, there's just no way of knowing anything. Which I'm excited about. I like that kind of stuff. On the stone tablet behind Alchemy, there was a symbol that kind of looked like this.
Okay.
Like when they were in that group shot, there was like an L.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah.
You thinking like the Justice Legion thing?
I don't think it would be the Legion.
Because that kind of reminds me of like the flight ring.
It does. I thought it did too. But on there was like a pillar, and then there was like an L, and then some kind of symbol. It might just be something completely different, but I thought that's what I saw.
Because I mean, they've hinted at that in so much stuff lately.
Yeah.
With Legends of Tomorrow, had the one guy that showed up, the Hour Man or whatever, right? Yeah. That he showed up and he's part of that initially, and then there's been the rings that showed up in Flash, and also over in Supergirl, which is now part of CW.
It's not crazy to think that with Alchemy being aware of things that happen in Flashpoint, he can't be aware of different.
Future.
I mean, that's a different timeline. He could be aware of time as well. Maybe he knows something about Legion. I mean, that we're going off into tinfoil maybe a little bit there, tinfoil speculation, but I don't know.
With time traveling, do you think this will have any effect really on... It did affect Arrow some. Do you think it have any effect at all into Legends?
I don't think so.
They're usually kind of off on their own.
Yeah.
But...
I mean, Legends fixes shit like this, right?
Well, yeah, that's all they do is travel around.
But I mean, I think the rules of the Speed Force and Speedsters is different than like people using technology to do it, which is what we've seen with Legends.
Maybe, yeah.
Or Vandal Savage, I guess.
As often as Barry does his time traveling thing, only one time has he had one of those time raid things after him.
Well, yeah. I mean, we know Reverse Flash found a way to do it without that happening.
Yeah, I just figured, like, especially with something as big as stopping his mom, that time raid would have been after him.
Well, to be fair, he was fixing a Reverse Flash. Maybe whatever Reverse Flash did covered Barry as well.
Okay.
You know?
That could be a thing.
He was fixing and then unfix what Reverse Flash originally broke. But to talk about real quick with Felicity, like when he's telling her like this is different, it almost seemed like she was like, "Wow, that's different. That's weird." Because I know Cisco used to be really cool, and now he's not. That's how it made her seem, but it couldn't be that way.
I think she knows and trusts Barry.
She just trusts that Barry's
that
telling
she's
the
like,
truth.
okay, that's definitely different. You know,
Yeah.
it's definitely not the same as what this would be.
Because there was a lot of moments with Cisco and Felicity, like having fun and naming people and stuff like that.
Singing "Welcome to the Jungle."
Yeah. Well, that's not. I don't think it's canon, but yes.
Is it not canon?
No.
It should be. What about the son? Connor or John? They didn't say Connor.
I forgot all about that.
They didn't say Connor. They just said John, little John.
So Sarah is gone.
Yes, which I joked about changing her name before.
You did,
but not changing a whole character. Because I was like, Sarah's alive. Name her Laurel. Remember?
I mean, so that was so we originally learned about that in the future version of Arrow on Legends of Tomorrow.
Yeah.
And that was a timeline that only existed when the Legends didn't come back. Right?
Which I think
they hadn't yet come back,
yes.
So that timeline existed.
Yes, so it was different.
So it was a timeline that actually never truly existed because they would have eventually have come back. It was just this is what's happening now because you're not back. Which
they wanted to take care of in case they didn't go back.
But that is somehow a change of Flashpoint, or does that mean that there's something... Like, did Reverse Flash do something else, and he's also responsible for some changes?
I don't know. I think in the Legends timeline, too, it wasn't that they didn't have Sarah. I think they had another kid, right? Because, like,
there was no mention of Sarah.
Well, because whenever they left, Sarah would have been around. So they couldn't have erased Sarah from the way they were traveling. Because if they never came back, he had John, too. So...
Yeah, I mean, we had to have assumed that he would have had two kids, and Sarah was the older.
This one has just been, they never had Sarah.
Yeah.
Like, I wonder if anything else over there could have changed. Like, he was like, everything else looks the same. Wait, who's this? So maybe not. Maybe that's it. Maybe that's the only change in Arrow. They're like, you know what? Let's bring Connor in and make us change.
I mean, if that's a change, that's a pretty fucking big deal to me. Like, John Diggle Jr. versus Sarah. Because he named her Sarah because Sarah Lance died, and then she came back.
She came back. It's okay.
But I mean, that means that she died. She still died. Then they just didn't name her after her.
Maybe not.
They had to have, because then Laurel would never have become Black Canary, and Laurel would never have died.
So she did die, but they had a son. So like, well, we're not gonna name our son Sarah.
Yeah, fuck you.
I guess that's what it is.
I mean. That's interesting.
But, yeah, so we might have that Connor thing coming on.
So just those, those scenes of, like, John Diggle and,
Baby Sarah.
Baby Sarah and the wife. All those scenes of, like, him, like, you know, I'm protecting my daughter Oliver, and, you know, like, you took my daughter... Like, that was one of their big problems, is, like, he endangered the wife and the daughter, right?
Yeah.
In season 3.
Yeah.
And that's... So we just have to assume that now that was a boy.
It was just a boy. That's the only change. It was still a kid there.
Okay.
It was a different kid.
That's a big change. I did not expect that to change. Okay. All right.
It's interesting.
Yeah.
They could go into the future of Legends now and find Connor still.
Yeah. Unless, like, they're really progressive and it's like, no, I mean, she was Sarah, but the baby's chosen to become a man. And, you know, we're letting him make his own choices. He might come back. I don't know.
What a baby.
There's nothing like that, right?
No.
We can rule that out.
No, I don't think... Yeah, I think you're... No. I don't think so.
What could Barry have done that changed? I mean, just... Something happened and the right swimmer got to the right egg, right? I mean, that's what happened.
Yeah. Yeah. It wasn't...
I mean, of the millions of John Diggle's sperm, somehow Barry was able to affect which one got to the egg.
Well, maybe...
I mean, that is the butterfly effect in its most basic form.
Yes, but maybe, they had sex the next night instead of the first night.
Or a minute or an hour, or he got punched or kicked or...
Yeah, and you just killed off some stuff. Or,
Yeah.
The next night, like, some things were a little slower, some things were a little faster.
Yeah.
So, I would say he altered the time they had sex.
Okay.
That's a little bit better, maybe.
Sure. All right.
He altered the diets. Maybe they were eating more fruit. Maybe they were in a colder climate.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I gotta move on from this. One thing that I thought was maybe addressed enough was, it was a berry that they all have memories of that doesn't exist.
Yeah.
That berry had powers. That berry, though, didn't choose what this berry did. That's kind of a weird thing for me to think about.
One way I would think of thinking it is like... See, I don't know.
Like, Cisco is upset with Barry, who refused to go back to save his brother.
Yeah, but this berry wasn't there?
But this berry didn't do that, but he did?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know what you mean. Like, the best way I can think of it is, like, he changed things back and he went on the timeline, and this berry grew up with this?
Yeah.
But did he have the same knowledge of the berry going back in time?
I don't know.
Because if that's the case, that's why he would say, no, I can't go back and save your brother. I can never do that, because he knows of the consequences. But he didn't learn that
every
till this
time
episode.
Barry has gone back in time, and then he would, like, the first couple times he did it in, like, a day, right? He came back to the tsunami day,
like
and then he relived that
12
life.
hours or something,
But he didn't replace anything. Well, no, he did replace this Barry. I don't know.
It's timeline stuff. It's hard.
Yeah.
Time travel's
I mean,
tough.
there's no... We just have a whiteboard back here so we can...
We need one of those clear boards.
Yeah.
We can just draw.
We'll have reverse flash and zoom explain. They're the only fucking two that know how. Okay, so there's that. There's also the thing where in the other timeline that is different from the timeline we know, season 1 and 2. The Flashpoint timeline, Iris knew there was something missing, and it was the love of Barry, right?
Yeah, she said that she felt an emptiness.
She seemed to be the only one that knew there was something wrong.
Yeah.
In this timeline, she has the love of Barry, so she's not missing anything for her, right? But I don't know. I felt like if all these other, like Cisco especially, but no one else noticed except for Alchemy and the rival, right?
Yeah.
I felt like is it a missed opportunity for Cisco's vibing power not to know that something's going on? Because, I mean, when the last time this happened, Cisco was killed, and then he was haunted by the changed timeline.
Yeah.
That didn't happen at all in this, but he has his fully developed powers. I wonder what I'm missing there. I feel like I'm not satisfied.
I mean, it could have been a sense of just of his personality at the time because he was in a depression because of his brother.
Yeah.
That he wasn't really looking for vibes or trying to vibe or doing that kind of stuff, you know?
Or he has developed his powers to where he can turn it on and off versus it happening accidentally.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Okay.
Where, like, why would he have a reason of, like, trying to sense another timeline unless he was trying to? Which, in the end of the last season, typically he wasn't just accidentally doing it. He started to actually control when he was doing it, especially with the glasses and everything.
Yeah.
So maybe it's a matter of that. Maybe it's like, hey, if you want to, go and look and see. You can tell him the truth.
Okay. Like, the rival had a wife, right?
Yes.
And so one day, her husband wakes up, turns into a speedster, and then goes to prison the next day.
Yeah.
I mean, that sucks. Like, Barry needs to apologize to her.
Yeah, I mean, what did he say? He's like, I've been living a lie, or I felt like I was living a lie. So maybe that wasn't the life he wanted, and he didn't care about it, so he just left. Right. Maybe he helped her.
Maybe he beat her or something. He's bad.
Yeah, maybe he would have killed her if he'd have stayed there.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
He's a bad man.
That's what.
Bad man.
Bad man. Okay. Julian Albert 5. Okay. That's all I got.
Q&As?
Q&As.
Make sure you guys go to our Twitter feeds, where you can go to BlindWaveProd.
At BlindWaveProd.
#FlashQ&A. And you guys can leave us questions every week while you guys watch Flash.
Yeah.
We'll be taking your questions and answering whatever ones we can.
Whatever ones we want. Maybe we won't do it.
Yeah. And if we don't get picked, don't be sad, because, you know.
Yeah, just enter in next week. Just keep entering in. We'll definitely get your guys' questions. We usually try to go through most of them. Because there's not a whole lot right now, but that might change. Colt says, well, Connor Hawke is in the universe now. Maybe. I mean, he didn't become Arrow until after Diggle had died, right? Didn't Diggle die and then he became Arrow?
Yes. That's how it worked out in Legends version.
But, yeah, I don't know.
Braden Neves says, what do you think of Tom Felton's character so far in the story? That's the Julian Albert guy, right? Malfoy?
I like him. I mean, he's antagonistic to Barry, but I kind of like him.
Yeah. He seems good. I mean,
he knows the Barry we don't know, right?
I think he's going to be like a kind of an antagonist, but maybe more from just like a regular person, you know? Like, who just doesn't trust Barry.
Yeah.
Maybe he's looking into the Flash or whatever.
He could be someone that joins the team.
He could be.
With his expertise.
Yeah.
Or if he's too close to Metas, does he somehow get a power eventually?
Maybe. Or if our current biologist person goes evil and has to be taken out.
Yeah.
Maybe to replace her.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't know.
All right. Love, or at Louis Conquers All, says, loved John Wesley Shipback this week. I wonder what Rip Hunter would have to say about his theories on space-time continuum. Don't fuck with it.
Yeah. Right?
I think Rip would agree, except when emotional trauma happens and then he doesn't give a shit.
Yeah.
Rip fixes shit, right?
One thing Rip has that helps him is that when he's in the past, he can see what the future's going to change.
He's got Gideon.
Yeah. But see, that's the thing. Legends...
Which Flash created.
Legends and Flash have kind of a different take on time travel. Where Legends has that, like, concrete settling thing where you can go back and still change it before it's permanent.
Yeah.
Flash is kind of like, well, it's done. If you go back, you're going to fuck it up more.
I mean, speedsters are like a natural timeline messers, right? Whereas the Legends of Tomorrow, Space or Time Pirates, and what was the Time Masters is more of a government of humanity with technology, right?
Yeah, kind of. That sounds right.
Harshal says, would Caitlyn's Killer Frost and Wally's Kid Flash turn against Barry with the help of Dr. Alchemy? Could they be corrupted and then we actually have a Kid Flash and Killer Frost that go against Barry?
I don't think Wally would.
I don't think Wally would, and I personally don't, unless he like has some kind of shit where he's like, I was the Flash and you took that away from me. I don't know.
I guess. It just, in this one, like, he was the one who was, Barry, what's up, you know? And, like, he was good with Barry.
Yeah.
Where everyone else was kind of either, leave us alone, quit fucking with shit, whatever else. Wally was fine.
With Caitlyn, I think it's kind of a bait and switch thing. I don't think that she will actually be evil Killer Frost. She might just be Caitlyn with powers. Yeah. And then we have a Cisco with powers. And then, hey, we have a Team Flash, yes, but...
with powers.
We have a 2 superpower extra Team Flash, you know? And then the possibility of Wally.
When people bust into Star Labs like they always do, you got 2 powers there that can deal back.
Yeah. Now, I could see a situation where Alchemy comes to Wally and says, look what you were, look what he took from you, and maybe there's some confusion. But I don't see it being like a permanent thing at all.
Yeah, because it shouldn't be a thing where it's going to be like, look what he took from you. They've already been discussing, like, hey, I went back, I did this stuff. And I think they're all starting to be like, okay, that's fine. And
True.
we don't want to know what happened. But I guess if they know what happened, they could get mad that way.
Plus, would it compound upon, well, so you took my speed, you took the Flash from me, you've taken my dad from me, my sister was your sister more than she was mine, you know? Mm-hmm. Does that compound his jealousy of the Flash? Does that give us an episode or 2 of Bad Wally? I can see it happening.
I guess so. But at the same time, last season, even if he didn't like Barry, he still loved the Flash. And he had that sense of, like, he saved my life, he helped me, I want to help him. Yeah.
Shannon Stark, Felton's character, was basically Draco, and I loved it. Also, did you love Grant Gustin as much as me in this ep? Yeah. There was a couple moments I really enjoyed what he was doing. I loved that little... conversation he was having, like that phone tag conversation with with Iris and Joe. That was cool.
I loved him with the thief there in the beginning.
That was cool as well, yeah.
Him catching bullets?
Yeah.
That was sweet.
I felt like the one
I don't
time...
want to see him get hit with a knife ever again.
Yeah. I felt like at this point you should learn. Just fucking tell everybody what's going on. I understand that he was embarrassed or ashamed of what he has done.
Yeah.
But I mean, when you're at the point where everybody is hurting so much from what you've done, you're the Flash. You've learned how to handle this, and you just gotta be the leader Team Flash needs.
Yeah.
So
It should come down to him.
yeah. But Tom Felton I mean, honestly, I had heard that Tom Felton was coming on.
Okay.
From like Comic-Con, because he was like, I was watching like Comic-Con interviews. I'm like, oh yeah, what do you think about Tom Felton? I'm like, what? So I knew that was happening, but I didn't see a whole lot of Draco in there.
Like him, he is Draco.
Like,
there.
I felt like he's just an actor
He's another
doing a
character.
job. Yeah, that's his. He has an English accent, but I'm glad they didn't make him have an American one.
Yeah.
And I think the idea of a metahuman specialist in the police is cool, because that's kind of what Barry did with Supergirl's universe.
Yeah, I just don't get how he ended up there. Like,
Things are just different.
yeah, if Barry's CSI, when metahumans first showed up, they still would have taken it to Barry.
Yeah.
He would have learned how to take care of it. And how would he not have the time to take care of it? Because he just goes, done. He can speed up a computer, he can speed up anything.
We don't know. There's a Barry that exists in this world. He said he's been here the last year.
Yeah.
And the dad just died.
Yeah.
But this is very soon after last season, right?
Well, he would have technically been there during season 2, during Zoom. Right?
I don't know. Jen or Debaba says, knowing everything we do, if you were Cisco, could you forgive Barry?
Yeah. I shouldn't expect him to have to go back and save, like, my brother or my family member. Especially after listening to, hey, I went back and saved my family member, it screwed everything up, and then I went back and made sure they died.
Yes. Right? I understand Cisco's grief, but, well, we just don't know what all Cisco's experiences have been. I mean, he wasn't, like in this, they said he was never the guy that gave him names. Or did he stop doing that after...
Yeah, I don't know if he stopped after the drunk driving
Because, I mean,
accident.
that changes his character from the beginning of the seasons.
Yeah.
You know?
And
I don't know.
I want old Cisco back. I like that Cisco. So, I'm thinking that he was a Cisco we knew, and then somehow the drunk driving thing ended up happening, and then from there he was just different.
Yeah. Dan Pham, he says, Blind Wave, what was the best surprise for you? John Diggle Jr., Tom Felton, Jay Garrick, Caitlin Frost, or Felicity? Hashtag Hail Debaba.
The best surprise?
Yeah.
Felicity.
That was your best surprise?
Best one.
Yeah. For me, it's between John Diggle Jr. and Caitlin Frost. I mean, the Jay Garrick thing was also cool, though.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I wasn't expecting it, but when it happened, I was like, oh, this is really cool, but I was not. Like, it didn't come into my realm of possibility that they would gender swap Diggle's baby. Like, that's a huge surprise. And the Killer Frost thing, like, I guess if I thought about it, like, if I was, like, coming up with ideas, maybe that was something that could come into my mind.
Yeah, I feel like that's an easy one to do.
Like, it came out of nowhere, it was surprising, but I feel like if I was writing a show, I'd be like, yeah, we could go that way.
Yeah, well, we were also worried that Cisco lost his powers.
Sure.
So.
But it would not ever enter into my mind, let's gender swap Diggle's baby. Like, I feel like if, like, we were in the writer's room and someone said that, I'd be like, no, we're not doing that. And then there's like, yeah, let's do that. You know what?
Good.
Fuck that fat fuck and that Blind Wave channel. We're doing it.
The Arrow part of the stuff with Felicity and Connor, or John. They didn't call him Connor, so.
Yeah,
but
John Diggle Jr.
That whole thing was awesome. I like that a lot.
That's
probably
my
favorite thing. I also would say I may not surprised, but I loved the ping pong fight part of the thing.
Yeah, that was
cool.
cool.
I wasn't really surprised, but I loved that part.
Now, speaking of that, Neil, or Big Red, says, in this timeline, choose one. Do you want nerdy Cisco, who doesn't battle, as Vibe, or Cisco as Vibe and battle that's not nerdy? I would like classic Cisco. I love the Vibe stuff, but if I had to choose, I want that energy back.
True. I mean, I was fine with season 1 Cisco without having Vibe powers and just being his self, you know?
But I was also excited when he had the whole cosmic vagina in his hand.
Got the whole vagina.
In his hand. Yep.
Yeah, I'd probably say like season 1 Cisco would be fine with me.
Okay.
I don't have to have the vibe abilities.
I agree. Agent J, one of our sponsors, says if you would change one thing from the last timeline to make this permanent timeline better, what would it be? So if you could bring one thing over from Flashpoint.
From the Flashpoint one?
Yeah.
Like when Wally was Kid Flash and all that?
Honestly, the only thing I can think of is Kid Flash. Well, no. I would want his mom and dad to be alive. I don't know what I'm thinking.
I don't know if you're
Fuck Kid Flash. Melee Hellbot says, do you think Diggle Jr. is the same / similar from the Future Era timeline that was shown in Legend Tomorrow? I think it's the same person or character.
We'll have to see how he grows into the same person and whatnot, because...
I mean, that was John Diggle Jr., and this is John Diggle Jr. Weirdest, the original timeline, I think it might have been another kid. This time, I think it's
swapped.
the same kid, but a swap. So, I don't know.
If that's the case, I wonder if... I mean, I don't know how many years in the future it was with that, but...
20...
When did they start the whole, like, Slade's son coming into play and taking over the city?
Yeah, I don't know. Well, the name of the episode was the date, but I can't remember what it was. 2066 or something like that. Lady Clausist, guys, it's Tom Felton. Oh my god, do you think he's Dr. Alchemy? Does his character have split personality? I think it'd be too obvious he was Dr. Alchemy. I immediately thought, hey, new guy, doesn't like Barry, bad.
I don't think it's him.
Too obvious. Yep,
I don't think
agree.
it's him. I'm going with Harrison Wells.
Well, Eliza says, who do you think is Alchemy? Who do you guys think Alchemy could be? To me, maybe no one we know of right now.
True. We've had moments like that where we're like, it's gotta be someone we know, right? And it's just like, oh, I don't know who that is.
Yeah.
I
don't know.
It
could just be it could just be Dr. Alchemy.
True. I still want to have the idea that like some things were changed with Reverse Flash, and Harrison Wells didn't get paralyzed, maybe, or maybe he even did. Like I just feel like something with him has changed.
I feel like that is too big of a moment to change.
Really?
Like from a writing standpoint, I should say. I would be very upset if that's how it happened. Personally. Savannah and Skywalker, haven't seen her for a while. She says, do you think Barry has learned his lesson, no time traveling for a while, or do you think it will come back later in season 3? I think he's learned his lesson.
He might go to the future.
He can go to the future?
He can go to the future.
He could go to the past and just observe something.
That's dangerous, though.
Well, as long as he doesn't interact with anything.
We went to the past with Harrison Wells to learn stuff. And
Yeah.
didn't really mess with too much. And nothing changed from that.
There's always a small part of me that's like, oh, he's at a CSI case and he's like, I'm in a crime. You know, just fucking go back in time, hide in the corner, see what happened.
See what happened in that moment.
And then go back and then you're fine. And then, you know, but...
he won't do the mother stuff anymore.
No.
I think that's done.
He could do a time remnant thing, maybe, if they call for it. That worked out.
Split into two, yeah.
Yeah.
Do that shit again.
Jared Jeagle says, are they setting up John Diggle Jr. to join Legends by reintroducing him in the current timeline? Now that it's happened,
Talked about that. You were
yeah.
like, oh, just put him in there, have another arrow.
Well, I only said that because
you don't want to
that was a timeline that doesn't exist anymore. You know? But now it does. Maybe. Well, that one doesn't, but the character does.
So they're going to go back. They're going to go in the future by like 20 years, pick up Connor, take him with them.
Yeah. Okay.
Right?
That could be it.
And then they go pick up Wally, Kid Flash, take him with them.
They could do that. Let's. Do you want to go with the big surprise as the poll? John Diggle, Tom Felton, Jay Garrick, Caitlin Frost, Felicity, Dance.
Sure.
We'll do that?
Sure.
Okay. All right, so poll for this week. We're going to borrow Dan Fam's question. And he asked, what was the biggest surprise for you, or best surprise? John Diggle Jr., Tom Felton, Jay Garrick, Caitlin Frost, or Felicity?
Felicity.
You said Felicity. I said Don Diggle Jr. Did I say Don?
Yes.
John Diggle Jr.
Yes.
All right, so those are ours. We want to hear what you guys have to say. You guys got to go to Patreon.com/. patreon.com/blindwave. You can learn how you can enter into that poll and a whole lot of other polls. And what we'll probably do is we'll talk about that poll in the next episode.
Yes.
And then also, if there was a surprise that was bigger than what we just talked about that you personally thought, you can put that in the comments of the poll.
Yes. There's also, if you haven't voted yet, there's a poll for a new show that we're going to be reacting to, where there's a list on there for like 20 shows.
Yes.
Things like Breaking Bad, Doctor Who, a second episode of Avatar, Westworld. Like there's 20 things on there.
Absolutely.
You can see the list at patreon.com/blindwave, and you can also see how to enter into our polls if you don't know how.
You can vote on that, and we will be starting that once we've hit our 3K goal. Right? So the only way we do that is if we can get to that point.
Yep. All right, guys. So this is a fun episode. I'm excited to see next week's Flash. Make sure you guys are following along with us by hitting that subscribe button, hit that like button, checking out our Arrow. There's Supergirl, Legends coming back. We're doing all the CW plus other stuff. So make sure you guys don't miss anything. Hit those buttons down below. Check the description box. We can find the link to our Patreon. Also Twitch. Also Facebook. All kinds of stuff. Blindwave.net. There's
Stuff.
And we'll see you guys next episode. I'm Aaron.
I'm Eric.
And we'll see you later. Eric!
You said hit the button down below?
What? Hit it.